Happy May the 4th, everybody, and today we have another custom LEGO minifigure showcase video, and today, the three minifigures we're going to be looking at are three figures from the original trilogy. These figures are from A New Hope, and I am very proud to show them to you. I have Han Solo, Obi Wan Kenobi in his old Ben look, and Chewbacca, and this is my first time doing these three figures, excluding his Clone Wars appearance, and I think that they all came out looking pretty great. So let's go ahead and get right into this showcase video.
Hello there.
Alright guys, kicking this video off with old Ben Kenobi, or Obi-Wan, old guy with gray hair. And just to start, this figure is very much based off of Legomatic 9's Obi Wan Kenobi. I made this figure a long time ago, but then I decided to go over it and update it a lot recently to have him included in this showcase video, and I will show you some of those little updates that I did here and there once we get to them. But just to start, I started out with a base like tan figure and then brown legs. And for the legs, I did paint a little bit of detailing on them. You can see that since they don't really show too much, I just kind of painted what his boots kind of look like and tried to get a little bit of detail into his legs because I didn't want them to be blank. And then there's a lot of, I guess you could say, cloth elements. That was me doing air quotes. But it's really just tape that I put on it and then painted up to look like his robes. And I think that actually came out looking pretty nice. And then I also painted on his belt, and I have a little three-dimensional belt buckle, as you can see there. I have his lightsaber, which is not custom because I haven't made custom lightsabers yet. I do plan on making custom lightsabers at some point, maybe when I get to some more original trilogy figures. I'll go back and make him his lightsaber along with Anakin and Obi-Wan from Clone Wars, but we'll see. But for now, I just have the Lego lightsabers. I used the most recent Obi-Wan Lego head, and then if we turn him around and flip his cape up, there's not too much detail on the back here, but I do have a little 3D pocket, which is just made out of a little bit of Procreate that was flattened and then painted up and then glued on there to just be the pouch that he has on his back pocket thing. I didn't extend these little things to the back because you can't really see them, and I don't think that there's a point to doing that. But I think that this figure looks pretty good, so let's go ahead and get into the next figure. Alright, now we've got... And this figure is 100% hand painted by me, excluding the face, just like the majority of these figures. And starting from the bottom down, I have painted on his boots, and I think that those came out looking pretty nice. Also, his legs are completely painted. You can see all the little straps and things, and then the little red lines, which you can see better on the other side. And if I can just give you a look at those, they actually were painted a while ago, and they somehow still hold up and look pretty nice. There's a lot of 3D elements on his like second belt, where all of his weapons and stuff are, and they're all basically attached via this one pouch that's sculpted on there, which I recently kind of flattened out because it was very cylindrical, but I flattened it out recently, that way it looked a lot better. I also redid this little pouch recently, this little square one, because it looked like a circle before I did that, and now it looks just much better and makes the front of this figure look a lot better. I also have a three-dimensional jacket on him with a lot of three-dimensional tape pieces added onto it, and I think that it looks pretty nice and captures his jacket pretty well. And then his shirt is just painted, and then his face is the standard Lego head and hair, because I think that it captures Harrison's Ford likeness very well. I just have the normal Lego pistol. I'll probably end up updating that in a little while once I get around to making more original trilogy figures. But yeah, this is Han. He also has this little comm link here, but that is Han. Now let's go ahead and move on to his walking carpet, Chewie.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Alrighty, now we have Chewie. And just to get it out of the way, I have his bowcaster, which is the Brick Forge bowcaster, which separates into three different random parts, and I think it looks really good, so I decided to get it for him because the Lego bowcaster is just not that good. So I got him Brick Forge's bowcaster. And now that that's out of the way, you can see that he is a fully sculpted figure. He has extended legs, and then over the extended legs I sculpted a lot of fur. And personally, I think that the fur got better as I continued on sculpting through it. And the arms are also got a lot of sculpted fur on them. They aren't extended, but they do have a lot of sculpted fur on them that was then painted over to make the fur texture and paint kind of blend together with the darker brown and the lighter brown. And I think that that came out looking very, very nice. I also have his bandolier here, which has a lot of 3D pouch thingies for ammo on there, which I did by making flat slabs of Procreate and then cutting it out, sanding it, painting it up, and then attaching them individually, which was a very painstaking and long process. But I think it came out looking pretty nice and unique, and I really like the way that it actually looks, to be quite honest. I also have his little pouch thingy right here, which is definitely out of proportion to the ammo things, but I don't really care. I also painted his head, which is one of my first painted faces ever. His eyes came out looking pretty nicely, actually, and his nose looks nice. His lips are a little funny, but I might go back and change that eventually, along with when I do, again, the rest of my original Trilogy figures. And I just want to give you another look at this figure. I used the base of the normal Lego Wookiee piece, and then added on everything to it, including the sculpting and all of that. This figure does not detach or move very well. It moves, it just won't ever detach. This arm moves pretty easily, as you can see. Pretty simple movement there. And then his legs are also pretty easy to move because they're not too... they're just not hard to move. The inside of his legs aren't sculpted because that wouldn't make sense and it wouldn't be able to move then. And also, his toes are painted on there. There's only 4 because I couldn't fit 5 on. I'm sure that if I tried really hard I could, but I wasn't willing to, so I just have 4 toes there, so that makes sense. But this is Chewie. I think he looks pretty nice. Very proud of how he came out. This is a very, 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 very sculpted figure, and I think that it didn't come out looking too half bad. So yeah, that is Chewie. And let's go ahead and wrap up this showcase video. I'm pretty sure I've been rambling on for way too long now. Alrighty guys, that is going to do it for me today for this showcase video. Hopefully you had a fantastic May the 4th. It is Star Wars Day, so hopefully it was great. I have a few more projects in the works for original Trilogy figures, including a Leia and Lando from Empire Strikes Back, and Luke and Vader from Return of the Jedi. But those figures will not be until later in the year, because I have The Mandalorian that I'm doing. Next is the big showcase video is The Mandalorian. And then prior to that, a few smaller figure projects, including Clone Wars Season 7 and a few side figures that I've been working on. But until then, this is it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to let me know by dropping it a like below and or your opinion on the episode, and make sure to subscribe, because that is very important, and hit the bell, that way you are always notified when a new video comes out, because that's good. So that's going to be the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and as always, be positive.
So.